There are a lot of mysteries out there online and in the online space specifically, some of which have been answered, some of which have not been answered. What happened to scare PewDiePie Season 2? What did Harry from the Sidemen say on that one Sidemen video when he was part of the school? What did Jay Schlatt do in 1999? You know, the questions like this, some of which go unanswered and some of them, unfortunately, do get answered. And this is a bad start. It's just a really sad situation. I'm recording this within the first 4 hours of everything being laid out on the table, and I'm of course talking about the DrDisrespect situation, because it is not what I expected it to be. I never saw this coming. I don't think anybody saw something like this coming, but it's just the unfortunate situation. So what am I talking about? For those of you who are unaware, by this point it's probably going to be very few of you, but if you are unaware, there was this really famous Twitch streamer by the name of DrDisrespect, and he was kind of an icon in the gaming streaming industry, especially with Fortnite and things like that. He did some other things like, other shooter games, but Fortnite was kind of his forte, and he was really well known for it. But then 4 years ago, a very infamous now incident happened where DrDisrespect was banned off the platform. Why, you might be asking? We didn't know. No one had any idea why DrDisrespect was removed from the platform. Usually there's a way for Twitch to kind of, tell you why you're banned, and there was a specific Twitter account that told, people why this person was banned, but nobody could figure out anything about DrDisrespect. And then not that much long after that, DrDisrespect said that, I'm gonna sue Twitch because this is bad. I cannot believe they wouldn't tell me why. They would not tell me why I was banned off of Twitch. And then we didn't really hear much from that, and then we kind of forgot about this situation for 4 years. And then eventually, recently, everything was kind of laid out on the table. We found out why he was banned, and it's shocking. So the reason why DrDisrespect was banned was because he was talking to kids. Yeah. Talking to kids. And this isn't these are just allegations kind of thing. This happened. He confessed to it happening. So if for those of you who are like, oh, well, innocent till proven guilty. Yeah, I agree with you. This is guilt. He confessed. This entire case kind of got cracked open to the broad internet with a couple tweets by an alleged former Twitch employee. A username on Twitter by the name of Cody Connors said, he got banned because he got caught talking to minors in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. Now this was just a tweet, but this tweet put people into a spiral. People were starting to wonder, well, how could this happen? How could we not have known about this entire time? Because for the most part, people forgot about the entire situation. It was 4 years since anybody even talked about the ban that DrDisrespect had on Twitch. It was kind of old news, so people didn't really look further into it. But then this caught internet users and people on Twitch, and this rightfully so immediately got, I'm looking at the wrong camera, I just now realized. And this immediately got people interested in this case again. But what really got people interested in this is not because of this tweet, because, allegations are allegations. It's the way that DrDisrespect initially answered that specific tweet. And when she said, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoings was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. And the key word being acknowledged. Because you would think that with something as serious as this, you would just outright say, not true, didn't happen. But the word that he used was acknowledged. And that kind of got people kind of scratching their heads like, oh, why didn't he just say it straight out? And then 4 hours ago, he released a full statement. And in this full statement, he basically confessed to the entire thing. And not just to talking to people, but also talking about how it got kind of inappropriate. And this is true, it happened. It's a very long statement, but I think it's important to kind of read most of it verbatim. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community as well as to those close to me, my team, and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society, and we made the painful decision collectively to have me step down. That's another thing that I forgot to mention. His studio that he was a part of and his giant company that, his industry basically told him to step down. That was something I completely forgot to mention, but it's important for this fact because this kind of leads to the entire confession. But amidst these allegations and amidst the situation, he was dropped from the team. Prefaced. Everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but for reasons outside my control, I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that 2 former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were the real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual mutual conversations that sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate, but nothing more. That is an to say that that's it and there's nothing more is crazy, because he admitted not only to talking to minors through this Twitch whispers, which I've never heard of in my entire life, but then just casually slips in that, oh, you know, it kind of got inappropriate at times, almost as if it's not a big deal. Not at all. Nothing illegal happened, no pictures were shared, no crimes were committed. I never ever met the individual. I went through a lengthy arbitration regarding a civil dispute with Twitch, and the case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear, it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have been brought against me. And then he goes on to talk about taking responsibility, shouldn't have entertained the conversations, yada yada yada. But the point is that something like this happened. And it doesn't really matter that nothing illegal happened. I mean, you want a cookie, you want a medal for not getting inappropriate with the minors. Or, I'm sorry, not doing anything illegal. Good, you can have that badge. The point being, though, is that you admitted that they got inappropriate at times, and then said, but nothing more. So as you can imagine, a lot of people did not take kindly to that, and it's been a complete spiral for the past couple hours. Tim the Tatman addressed the situation, saying that he completely, kind of done with DrDisrespect. He's completely against what he did. And the Ninja eventually said the same thing on a very, very short Twitch stream. And right now it seems like it's the end of DrDisrespect, and rightfully so. And the sad thing is that this isn't a situation where it's like, everybody's against him. Unfortunately, there's still people, for some reason, who are still defending DrDisrespect, saying, oh, I'll back you no matter what. And for a while, there were a lot of people before this statement saying that, you know what, DrDisrespect, I will back you. And those people immediately fell silent. And I'm not gonna lie, for the first tweet, I took it with a grain of salt, because I'm always of the opinion innocent till proven guilty, but this is just plain, clear-cut proof that, this happened. It's from the horse's own mouth. That's what we call a conviction, my friend. It's just a sad situation, and something that I feel like not a lot of people are talking about right now specifically is just kind of where Twitch, sits into this entire thing. The reason being is because it was 4 years of silence. 4 years of silence where Twitch apparently had the information that these conversations were happening, and then just sat on their hands. They knew why they were banning DrDisrespect, they knew what he was doing, and decided not to say anything, and not even give the reason for the ban. And I don't know why. Why would they even do that? And sure, there's something about, maybe they were contacting the authorities about something, maybe, legal reasons, with the lawsuit. But there was a moment in time before the lawsuit was brought forward by DrDisrespect where Twitch could have announced the reason that they were banned. And despite that, Twitch said nothing. It's only now 4 years later that things are happening. And now this information is coming out. And I think that's just such a big oversight by Twitch. This is something that you don't keep close to your chest. This is something that you announce. And that's what Twitch does. Whenever they ban somebody, they usually give a reason why. Usually. This is something that you would give a reason why to. It's just so messed up. Because this is far from the first time that something like this has happened. Even within this year. I don't know what the problem is with content creators who get this fame and get this recognition and then immediately start talking to kids. I don't get it. Every year, there's always somebody gonna make a YouTube channel, upload some funny videos. Oh my gosh, wild success. I'm gonna go talk to kids. Why? There's no reason to. There is no reason that I can possibly fathom why success would make you want to do things like this. I just don't get it. And I think there in turn lies the big problem, and that has to do with parasocial relationships. People need to stop combining the creator and the person. And what I mean by that is that just because they make good content does not mean that they are good people. And I'm sure by now you can think of somebody off the top of your head. There's multiple people. Sometimes with stuff like this, sometimes with other stuff like being abusive to people or, other very, very bad things. There are so many examples of creators doing this, and somehow it's just still continuing. And I think the worst part about all of this is that this isn't something that's new. This happened, and it happened 4 years ago. And that just leaves the very, very unfortunate, reality that's probably out there, that there are probably other really, really big creators who have done stuff like this and just haven't been caught yet. It's a really sad thought to have. But regardless, I think it's safe to say that at this point, Dr. Disrespect's career is officially over. You can't come back from something like this, and it's, especially when it's so clear-cut and you confess to doing these horrible, horrible things. And sure, he says, I'm not a pedophile, he says it in a statement, but it's something that you chose to do. Maybe you're not a pedophile, but you still chose to have a conversation with a minor, and by your own admission, that conversation started to lean inappropriate, and this is somebody that followed you. So if it's not a pedophile or minor situation, it is an abuse of power situation where you abuse your audience and take advantage of the relationship that you have over them. Not with them, over them. Because it's the gaming scene. You are going to have kids watching you. I think it's just inherently the type of audience that attracts. And as a creator, you should probably do know that and decide to have these conversations regardless. And it's just an incredibly sad situation for the people that were affected, and for the people that watch Dr. Disrespect too. Because this isn't like a small fish that got caught. This is a big fish. So I know this is going to be really, really tough for a lot of people to digest, but it's just the unfortunate truth that we all have to live with now, and especially people that are really, really big followers of Dr. Disrespect. And it's just really unfortunate to see. And as of recording this, everything is like 4 hours fresh, this part at least, the confession by Dr. Disrespect. And I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens within this next week or two. Because I'm sure there's going to be more penalties for Dr. Disrespect. I'm sure there's probably going to be other people that are going to drop him. But what we do know is that this stuff happened. It's not an accusation. He confessed to it. It happened. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's just a really, really sad situation. And unfortunately, we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with this. But that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching, if indeed you still are. My name is Brockster, and I bid you all adieu.